Arg! Ahoy there, matey! Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-888-88-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Barry the boater, Captain Patrick rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. Captain Rusty threatening to join us here in a few minutes live from, I believe, Lake Michigan on a boat. That could happen on this 4th of July weekend. We will see. As well as Mike the Mariner. He's out on the water as well. So they're both tempting fate on this holiday weekend, battling all the boaters. And if you are out on the water this weekend, just be extra safe. Have your head on a swivel. There's a lot of boaters out there, and some of them may not be quite as, inept. Actually, they probably are inept.
Inept.
Because a lot of people are just going out there and getting out on the water and haven't been out in a while. And look, it could lead to problems. So just be aware.
Here's the thing. Just like riding a motorcycle, assume everybody else on the road is an idiot. When it comes to boating, assume everybody else on the water is an idiot.
Okay.
And boat defensively.
Yeah. All right. Boat defensively. Words of wisdom from Captain Patrick.
Which means mount that 50 cal on the bow.
Right. And it might just be their flare. They're setting off for the 4th of July. But don't do that. You're not supposed to, even though Barry said that's what he was planning to do.
Whatever I said means nothing. I'm not out on the boat.
Yeah.
Besides, I go to someone else's house and shoot them off in their backyard.
Right. Don't do as Barry the boater does. If you do exactly the opposite, you'll be safe and probably stay out of jail.
And
they're not cheap.
What, the flares?
A set of 3 of them is about $26. So, I wait till they're really old and you're afraid and when they're really old or they've expired after a couple of years, they generally don't even go off.
Right. What if you just go to the fireworks place and get one of those buy one, get one deals, Roman candles? Doesn't it do the same thing? Wouldn't that be a cheap version of a flare?
No.
What do you mean, no?
What Barry does with his flares, though, I don't advise anybody else does, where he gathers them together, he tapes them together in groups of 3
right,
with black duct tape.
Yep.
And then he puts a clock on them so he can continue to do their countdown to when they will truly expire. He's got a stack of them in it right behind him.
Right. And then he, when he sets them off, he aims them towards green iguanas. They're an invasive species
that red watch
in South
cap,
Florida.
If he pulls it all the way down, it's got cutouts for eyes in his mouth.
Huh.
Well, yeah, it's made out of that, not Kevlar, but Nomex. That's what it is.
Okay.
Fireproof.
All right. We learned way too much.
And one thing you should definitely not do is do like Greg. Can we all agree on that?
No, we can't.
We could always agree on that. But
if you want to have fun, be like me. Why? What's the problem? What are you bringing? Where are you going with this?
Well, if you're going to be like Greg, you're probably all over the cruise ship news. And in cruise ship news this week, Royal Caribbean announced that their Icon of the Seas, which is a mammoth 365 meters long, which I think in Imperial, 23
1,200 feet. Forget meters. We are in the U.S. of A.
So nearly 1,200 feet and will weigh a projected 250,000, call it 251,000 tons. That cruise ship has made its way to sea trials.
Okay. It's making its way to sea trials. Yeah, actually, this has been a long time coming. This boat will be the biggest cruise ship in the world, right?
Yeah. 250,800.
Yeah.
TONNES. That's like
it is a
tons.
Category 6 for cruise ships. It'll feature 6 record-breaking water slides,
nice,
7 pools, 9 whirlpools. It will carry comfortably, it says, 5,610 passengers, and will require how many crew, Greg?
Probably about 3,500. I'm gonna say.
Oh, way high.
Well, that's higher.
2,350.
Okay, well, I was off.
Because
less than 1,000.
The computers and the robots will be doing the rest.
Well, that's true. Actually, they have a bar with 2 robotic arms that make drinks. I
Of
think
course
they
they
have that
do.
on that boat as well, or that ship. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then-
Icon
and-
of the Seas. Yeah, that would be the biggest and most glitzy cruise ship out there when it launches. When they say October, they plan to run their first one.
They're projected it'll start sailing the Caribbean in October,
Mhm.
and it will displace the Wonder of the Seas, which has just made its inaugural voyage last year, and is a puny 1,188 feet in length with only 18 decks to
Right.
explore.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you something. What is the jump the shark, the tipping point, Greg, on cruise ships? When are we just too tall, too big?
Well, I don't know the answer to that because, these bigger boats like these Royal Caribbeans, the Royal Wonder of the Seas, and I've been on a bunch of them. I have not been on the Wonder yet. But when you get on these things, it's like going on to a floating resort. It is massive. You literally don't even have to go to any port of call. There's plenty to see on the cruise ship, from all those water slides to pools and more food than you could ever eat and all that kind of stuff. So they become an attraction in themselves, and
How
they
are the
are
carpets in the aisleways? That's what everybody really wants to know.
very colorful. Depends on the theme, and but it's a floating Disney World, or a floating Vegas resort. It's really they're insane.
Well, that depends on who they're catering to, whether they're catering to kids like the Disney cruises or they're catering to adults like the Virgin.
Yes. To both. I mean, Royal Caribbean in particular, they kind of sandwich themselves in between Carnival and Disney. They're not quite as crazy family and kid friendly as Disney, but they cater to the family group, but they also are a little bit more lively, a little bit more party, but not quite as extreme as Carnival. So
I've got a new radio show for Greg. He could start after this one.
Oh no,
called
I don't
World
want-
of Cruising.
no, that's what World
No.
of Boating is.
No, World of
covers that
Boating
base.
is boating. Cruising is, how many things can you
Yeah.
do? How much can you eat? How many
Right.
water slides?
All right. Well, and you don't want to do World of Cruising because in certain communities, that is not something you want to engage in. Just gonna
well,
leave it at that.
depending on your
Okay.
preference. Depending on your personal preference.
But so for you, Greg, there's not any tipping point for a cruise ship for you in your mind. This is just too big. When do we get to Greg Ludicrous?
Good point. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the trend, honestly, has been kind of going a little bit smaller than bigger. So Royal
Well,
Caribbean has this new Icon of the Seas. I believe the one slated for after Icon is actually going to be a little smaller, if I remember correctly. And then the newer cruise lines like Virgin, even the newer boats from NCL and some of the other cruise lines like Celebrity, they've actually have brought them down a little bit. So they went down in size as opposed to and making them even more glitzy and technically advanced and run on hydrogen or God knows what else. So they're technical marvels, but size is starting to lose its luster, I think, in the big scheme of things. But we'll see. I don't know.
But you've been on both. You've been on the river cruises, which are small,
Yeah.
and you've been on these large mammoth cruise ships. So
Right.
which ones do you like better, or it doesn't matter?
Well, it depends on your personal preference, and they all have their individual charm. Like the Rhine River cruise I did in Europe, that was really an amazing cruise week. But it was all about the destinations, and the boat part of it was a totally different experience. So you're not comparing apples to apples. It really depends on what you want to do, where you want to go. But they're all fun, and you can have a great time on a massive cruise line like Royal Caribbean and the Icon of the Seas, or you can go on one of those river cruises and go more about the destination and just use the boat as your place to sleep and eat each night. It just depends on what you're looking for,
Where does Barry Cruises rank on your?
Well, I would put his 17-foot Surprise in the lower end of cruising. The accommodations are lacking slightly, but the company, you get to hang with Barry the Boater. Oh, wait a minute, that's a downside too. Okay, well, let me think about it. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
This is the World of Boating. Happy 4th of July to you. I am Greg, your first mate, along with Barry the Boater and Captain Patrick rounding out the crew. And I believe on this 4th of July, live from the water, we have Captain Rusty. Rusty, you with us? Where are you?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I hear you. I hear the fireworks in the background. Are you celebrating accordingly? Or is that your... Is that your torches? Is that are you setting off your flares in an emergency or no?
Not yet. There's no emergency.
Good.
I am in the car, but I have just been to Lake Michigan just like 5 minutes ago, and I'm heading back to Grand Rapids at the moment. So I figured, as being the reporter that I am, I could give you a boating report from Lake Michigan.
Okay, or from the highway.
Highway, yes.
Are you towing a boat too? Are you towing your boat back home, or what are you doing?
No. I didn't bring my boat. I had to come up here for a wedding, and I went by to see a boat dealership here that we're friends with.
Yeah.
So I had some time to kill, and I wanted to go see what this area looked like, of the boating area.
Yeah, of Lake Michigan. So what did you see?
Yeah,
what can you tell us?
So it was absolutely gorgeous as far as the amount of boats, the little town. This is at Holland State Park.
Okay.
Ottawa, I believe, is the little recreation area there. So there's a little lake. It goes into Lake Michigan. Boat traffic was extremely heavy. Boats were everywhere. What I don't understand, being from Florida, is it's 75 degrees.
Right.
And, of course, the smoke coming down from Canada, visibility is about maybe a mile or two.
Oh.
So it's not a pretty day.
Yeah.
But everybody's out walking their dogs, sitting on their porch. Boats were literally just everywhere. And people seem to be having a great time regardless of what the weather looks like for me.
So they were just happy as a clam to just be out there and enjoying life out on the water.
Absolutely. The beach was packed. I mean, you couldn't even hardly walk on it. And I'm thinking, if it's 75 in Florida, we got the sweaters out.
Right.
We're not even We're not even getting near the water. The boat's not coming out, but these people are enjoying life. I will give them credit. They're having a good time.
All right. So what are you saying exactly? That the folks up north there in the Lake Michigan area know how to live life, and us Floridians are a bunch of losers, or what?
I think they have such a short window of opportunity to enjoy the summertime that they have to make the best of it.
Right.
So their perspective's a little bit different than ours.
We're jaded in Florida. We take it for granted. Yeah.
I agree. So, but it is very beautiful there. Had it not been for the smoke, I think it would have probably been one of the prettiest places I've seen for boating. You know, it had the little town with the little ice cream shops and people everywhere, and sailboats and regular boats and lighthouses. Absolutely a gorgeous, picturesque town.
All right. What do you think, Captain Patrick? That sounds pretty nice.
So, Rusty, we always enjoy hearing from you. It's been a while, but I just want to kind of recap your trip to Lake Michigan. You didn't actually go out on the lake. You're driving by the lake, and you're here to tell us that there are boats out on the water and there's water. Does that about sum it up?
Yeah, that it was more boats than I was expecting. So I think that's what sums it up. I was expecting a few boats, but this was literally like a freeway of boats everywhere.
There you go.
You know how big Lake Michigan is?
It's a big old lake.
It's about like Doctor's Lake that I'm on, is what I was assuming.
Well, I tell you what, the Icon of the Seas would probably be able to cruise around Lake Michigan just fine.
Listen, I've done yacht deliveries up on Lake Michigan. That is some crazy water, man.
Yeah, why? What do you mean?
Because it's not like what I'm used to down here, either off the West Coast or the East Coast, in transiting boats. Get out on Lake Michigan, coming out of Macatawa Bay or coming out of New Buffalo and heading over to Burnham Harbor, and it starts kicking up to 6 to 8 footers, and there's no judging swells. It's just wind-driven chop. That is, you can't really make heads or tails out of.
But the people up there that are taking their boats out in this mess seem to be as happy as a clam and don't really care. Did you pick that up as well, Patrick?
This is true.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, short boating season. Things you got to take advantage while you can.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we can learn something from these folks. Like, hey, don't be so jaded. Don't be such a whiny boater when the water's not so good. Barry, come on. You could take your boat out every day if you had a Michigan boater frame of mind. Maybe. You think?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I tried.
Hey, Rusty,
I understand that. They're closer to the water than I am.
Rusty, how are things going with your dealership?
So it's going okay. It's slow. I mean, in all honesty, it's a slow time right now, but that's okay. We still sell some boats, just not. Well, I don't think what we were doing in 2019, but a little less. I think overall we're down probably about 35% over the last few years. So, but it's fine. It is what it is. If you want a deal on a boat right now, as I've talked before, it's a good time to get a good deal on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus we're in that slow time anyway, because 2023 models, most manufacturers have shifted over to 2024. So we're at that time of the year where, especially, in Florida, it's a little different because people will buy a boat any time of the year. But for manufacturers, people up in the upper Northeast, upper Midwest, they've already got their boats. They're out on Lake Michigan right now. They're really not looking to buy at this particular point in time. They'll wait till after the season ends and they get snowbound again. Then they'll get that fever.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, what about this? So you're heading back to your home base of operations. You're going to take your personal watercraft out on the water, watch some fireworks here on Tuesday, or what do you think?
So I
He's
probably
smarter than that.
I probably won't, because I have a new puppy, and yeah. So the puppy can't go on the boat yet for the fireworks. It's still a little bit too small. So I'll be at home with the puppy this year, but I am going to. I'm going to Ponce Inlet on the 5th, because the 5th is National Bikini Day.
Oh, priorities.
And Crystal can't go because she's got to stay home with the puppy. But I found another
course.
girl that would go.
Okay.
For National Bikini Day, so I'm doing that. And then the
And what is
following
his
week,
name?
I am going.
Oh.
No, it's a guy. It's a girl. So
Okay,
her name's
okay.
Paula.
Not that I was
So,
judging either way. I'm just saying, Okay.
And then the following week, I'm going to Destin. I've never taken the boat to Destin, and me and my two sons are going to go up there for 5 days and take the boat and go to Crab Island.
All
His
right.
destination is destined.
Okay. Wow, that was witty.
Oh, thank you.
Well, look, at least you're in the 4th of July weekend frame of mind. It sounds like you got a good attitude like those Michiganders that you just came
Absolutely.
from. So keep that attitude. And Rusty, thanks for the update. We appreciate it, my friend.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
All right.
Bye.
Happy 4th of July. There you go. See, he's doing it right. And, I think sometimes you do got to take stock in different boaters' perspectives. Like I said, in Florida, we get jaded a little bit because we can boat year round. They have a limited season. And then you see that like, okay, maybe I shouldn't take this for granted. Get out there and enjoy life on my boat. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Love the 4th of July, love the 4th of July. I do it up big on the 4th of July. 4th of July. 4th of July.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information on this 4th of July weekend. Hopefully you're making the best of it and, blowing stuff up.
Yes.
Eating a hot dog, hamburger, whatever you got to do to celebrate, especially if you're out on your boat. It's a good time to do so, but be careful. Get out there, have some fun, but just keep your head on a swivel. That's all. Right, Patrick? What do you
That's
think?
correct.
Okay.
And as we get ready to get into our next story, because there's a bunch of things that happened this week, I know we're not going to get to all of them. All of the stories that we talk about and all of the ones that we don't, please check us out on Facebook. Like us. I promise you do not get inundated with multiple posts during the day. Maybe one, maybe two kind of noteworthy stories will come up in your news feed, or you can go to worldofboating.com. So you'll find all the stories we talk about, and probably I'm going to mention these because we're probably not going to get to them. But in the news this past week, Froscher, which is a speedboat company, they build the 850 Phantom Air speedboat. They are teaming with Porsche on an electric model. So be sure to check that out. There was a story out of the Florida Everglades. Great video shows this guy stupidly sticking his hand over the side of a boat when he knows that there's bull sharks in the area. And guess what happens? He got
bull shark
right in the water, and he came out of that water pretty darn quick.
Yeah.
And let's see, what's the other one? Probably not going to get to is up at Crater Lake. They have a problem with the boats that they use for the resort there. The problem is it's too steep to get the boats into the lake. There's no way to get them via trailer, so they choppered them in. And it's a really cool video. You watch them with the Chinook helicopter bring this boat in and set it down like a feather on the water. It was pretty cool. If you haven't seen something like that lately, be sure to check that out at worldofboating.com or with us on Facebook.
Yeah, and look at that. All those stories we didn't get to.
We're not going to get to because we're getting ready to get into, we're going to have a fight with Greg.
Okay.
All right, get ready to lose.
Yeah.
So, California, Greg's favorite state, proposes a 300% registration fee increase for boaters.
No surprise there.
So, California Governor Gavin Newsom's 2024 budget includes a 300% boat registration fee increase, and Boat US and the nonprofit Recreational Boaters of California are asking boat owners in the state to voice their concerns about the rate hike.
So when you hear that 300% increase, what comes to
crazy,
your mind?
Man.
Move to Florida.
I can't even afford. Yes,
move to Florida.
Go up 300%,
Okay.
man.
Well, is that not what comes to your mind if you're a boater there, Barry? Come on.
As an accountant, we had to take statistics in school, and one of the things the teacher taught us is that there are liars and then statisticians.
Math is
statisticians. Okay. And
Okay.
you can take a statistic, a percentage statistic, and you can make it sound really scary, like 300%. If you doubled the amount of pay you give me every show from $1 to $2, how much of an increase would that be?
One apple pie.
100%.
Yeah. So I would say I got 100% raise from Greg today. It went from $1 to $2.
All right, look, math sucks, Barry. Get to the point. What do you?
The point is that they don't mention the amounts of the increase. They just say a 300% increase because they want to get people riled up.
Preach it, brother.
Okay, so what do you think it is?
How much, Captain Patrick?
All right. So if we are talking about the original, so you buy a boat and
Register it in California.
It was sold in an even year.
Mm-hmm.
It's $29. If it was sold in an odd year, that's $49. Now, when we get to our the renewals, I believe we are at $20 every 2 years.
Okay, so they're going to raise it to 60. Is that right? Or 60 or 80? What is it going to be?
Math guy.
Come on, Barry.
No, I'm not answering this one. This is the part Captain Patrick.
Well, regardless, it's going to be at least.
The point is
the biannual renewal is $20. So
Yeah.
if we have a 300% increase, it is now
60.
every
Okay.
2 years.
Every
which
2
is
years.
$30 a year.
Okay, so what is your
Right.
point? Oh, that's chump
Okay.
change. Who cares?
Well,
Is that what you're going to
okay.
go with?
Do you know how much it is to do that in Florida? The great state of Florida?
Free state of Florida.
The free state of Florida.
We're free.
Here's the renewal for my boat for 1 year. $49.23 for the boat alone.
Okay.
And then you have to have the trailer. That's another $22. I thought we were supposed to be in the free state of Florida.
We are free. We don't even do French fries anymore. We do Florida fries.
Okay, are you sure you're comparing apples to apples on that?
Yes.
You're
Yes.
positive.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, then don't, if you're in boating in California, don't take your boat to Florida. Take it to what, Nevada?
Here's
Where
the
do you
thing.
want to go?
Okay, go ahead.
Everybody realizes, and state governments and national government, especially the United States government, realizes the economic impact that recreational boaters have on the economy. The feeder, if you will, from boat manufacturing and suppliers to the person who buys the boat, the end user, fuel, gear, fishing equipment, permit fees, register. It's a very, very long economic tail for boaters. I'd say probably even more so than for car owners because of the equipment that you either need to have or you want to have on your boat, depending on what you're doing. I mean, if you're doing wake sports and stuff, you've got wakeboards, you've got skis, you've got all kinds of stuff, inflatable, floating mats, all that stuff. Or if you're a person who fishes, we all know. I mean, you can go way, 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 no pun intended, overboard with fishing gear costs and man, I got this fishing line. This fishing line is guaranteed to catch
Well,
fish.
plus the licenses and everything
Right.
else involved with
Well,
fishing.
so what? I don't understand what you guys' point is. Are you saying that this 300% increase though is it's no
Everybody
big
gets-
deal because it's there's other things that offset it in different
No,
states?
What they do is they throw that 300% increase number out there, and they don't quantify it in any way, shape, or form in any of the news articles where they mention what the current registration fee is and give you the actual number of what that is now going to be, which is $30 a year.
Well,
That's
okay, hold on. Okay, that may be you can take it, but on the other side of the coin is what government agency should be raising anything by 300%, period.
Well, Disney raises their fees every year.
Not by
Everyone raises their fees.
300%.
You have not seen how much it's gone up since I took the kids?
Well, yeah, okay.
Ah.
On every
The point
raise, they don't do a 300% raise. If they were saying, hey, we're going to raise it 20%, okay. 25%, maybe people would go, okay, but 300% on one thing, come on.
If they
That's
had it
bad management, baby.
If they had it artificially low for all these years and they realized, hey, we need to increase these fees to cover
That's
certain
on them.
costs, that's on them.
Right.
But the point is that it's called fear mongering. 300% increase must be like thousands of dollars you have to pay now. No, it's $30 doesn't even buy a family of 4 McDonald's anymore. You need $40.
All right. I just think, when you raise stuff that dramatically, it really is a percentage thing. So if I agreed with you, we'd both be wrong. We'll just leave it at that for now. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Well, we're a little bit early, but why not? You got to fire off those expired flares.
No.
And get some new ones. Well, just get some new ones. And then when
Just
you're
get new
setting
ones.
off the Roman candles, I'll leave the rest to you. That's what Barry said last week, so I'm going with it. But if you get caught by the popo, it's on you. All right?
That's right. World of Boating is located in Orlando somewhere.
Yeah. The views expressed here on the World of Boating are those of complete idiots.
Yes, they are.
Hey, Greg, you know where you don't want to get caught?
What? Where?
At the airport.
True.
You don't want to get caught at the airport like this guy did this past week down in Barry's neck of the woods at Fort Lauderdale
Of course.
International, where this guy's going to passenger drop-off barrier.
Yeah, he would pickup.
Pickup. So he's on the lower level.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he's got, judging by the picture, it is a triple axle boat trailer, twin engine, center console with a fold down tower. So
what are you doing trailering a boat?
showing it off like Captain Rusty does.
He's
He
like,
doesn't
hey, I'm going to
actually
pick you
use
up in the
his
boat.
He just trailers it all over the place.
Yeah, where are you going to be? Oh, I'm going to pick you up in the boat. Well, I'm at the airport. Oh, okay. Well, that's going to change my plans a little bit. I'll
Or,
still make
you
it
know,
work.
If you wanted to, pick him up and impress him somehow and go, hey, Joe, you got yourself a new boat. Look at that thing.
Okay.
Why
well,
can't
maybe
you move it? And why are the police all around it?
well, they're marveling at this the new vessel that I got.
Only in
and
Florida does this happen. You
so
know
he went in the overpass and wedged his boat in there nice and snug. Is that what happened, Patrick?
He was stuck on the overhang between gate 2 and 3 in the arrivals area this past Monday.
Yeah.
Which literally shut down flight arrivals for hours.
Well, traffic, that's for sure. Didn't shut down the airplanes, but the people couldn't get picked up, I guess.
They couldn't get anyone picked up, so they're all backing up now.
Mm-hmm. So what'd they do? Bring in a boat that they could walk to and cruise off to their destination?
What if they let the air out of the tires a little bit? They could roll it a little lower that way.
Well, that is always probably one of the first things that you would probably want to look at. 2 would be, all right, let's get everything cleared out behind him. Damage is already done.
Uh-huh.
And put that thing in reverse, sir, and you're going to back it out of here. Now, judging as most people, a large majority of people, a fair percentage of people that trailer boats probably doesn't know how to back it up.
Well, you must spend a lot of time at the ramps down here.
Well, how did it end? Did he get it back out? Did he back out?
They
What did
took
he
a
do?
He's still there,
and they
Greg.
made it shorter.
He's now living
Well,
on
no.
the boat.
Did he back out or did he go forward?
It's
What did he
become
do?
a tourist attraction because it's Florida.
Ranked number 2, right under the Titanic exhibit.
They either disassembled it or they cut it in half. I don't know. They had to take the tower down.
Well, you can't take that tower down because it's wedged. So, and it's already folded over. So I would imagine
folded it again.
I would imagine if they didn't back them up, that they did what any regular person with a regular, I call it a fair degree of common sense, which would be to let the air out of the tires and see if we can get that down. Maybe it just need a couple inches, but he's not going any further forward. That's the thing, because as you come up and then it levels out. I mean, that's how he got into that predicament to begin with. Comes into the opening. Of course, you're coming, I guess, probably uphill a little bit there, Barry.
Yeah, it's a bridge that goes up, and then
and then as it kind of comes over, now we got a problem because now we're in contact with that. Now we're on level ground, and the underside, of course, being level, and now you've got it wedged. So I think the only way they got him out of there was backing him up, and whatever damage was done to the tower was done. But that's Florida.
Well, yeah, I guess the moral of the story is don't be that guy and know what your clearance is when you're trailing your vessel. And thirdly, don't trailer a boat to pick up your friends at the airport. That just is goofy.
Well, here's the thing. I have done that coming out of Key Largo for dealer conference, bringing back some very large boats and dropping off people at the airport on the way back to Orlando. And they're like, yeah, just say it. It's like, man, I ain't bringing this boat in there. What are you kidding me? I'm dropping you off here.
No, Miami's worse. Fort Lauderdale's is better. Yeah.
And they're like, no, you can make it. It's like, nope, not doing it.
You drop them off at Lejeune Road and say, look, the airport's only a half a mile that way. Keep walking.
There you go.
I mean,
that luggage has got wheels on it.
Start rolling.
You would think there'd even actually be some kind of rule that you're not allowed to even trailer anything into a
You mean
airport
like a sign that says, caution height is 10 feet?
No, there's actually, there were restrictions immediately after 9/11 on box trucks,
right?
I mean, any of that stuff. They were looking at you close. And if you think about it, I mean, a boat, who would think twice about it? But it's full of gas. It could be a big problem. But normally, they don't want you going in there with trailers and stuff because of the potential of fouling up traffic.
Right.
Not to be outdone, real quick, up in Manchester, New Hampshire, a man is facing a slew of charges from different police departments after he allegedly broke into a home in Rowley and then tried to flee police on foot and by ATV and by boat. Now,
what is this like? What is that competition? Ironman? He was doing like an Ironman competition.
Sure, Greg.
Yeah.
So he allegedly fled on an ATV before stalling in a large puddle and then took off on foot. They were searching around Nelson Island when they got a call from the Newbury police informing them that the Newbury harbor master had seen a suspicious man matching Whitford's description. When police found him in the riverfront area of Newbury, he tried to escape in a boat, but jumped in the water when officers got close. It doesn't end there. Whitford then got into another boat and allegedly started the motor and was trying to flee, but for what? kept him from getting away.
Lack of
Let's
fuel.
see, he was on a boat.
Started the motor.
Yes.
Got
Did
it started.
He's home free. He's just gotta go. What did he forget to do?
The lines?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Untie the boat.
This does sound like an interesting spin on an Ironman competition, actually.
And he was
you got a
promptly
bike ride.
tasered and taken into custody.
You got to
because he's
swim.
an idiot.
Yeah.
Did he? I mean, how long did the police just stand there and watch him as he's gunning it and nothing's happening?
I would still be there watching him
Mm.
because can you? I'm home free. I'm gonna make it.
Where's the body cam footage? That'd be
Yes,
go
that
viral.
would have been great.
He's just not going anywhere.
That's as bad as
Stupid
the other
burglar
one.
tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's as bad as the one that got caught on the lake trying to steal the jet ski.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it broke down, and then they said, "What? Swim over here?" And I said, "Oh, I can't swim." He says, "You stole a jet ski and you can't swim."
Yeah, they wasn't planning on jumping off.
You're
You
in
know?
the water. You better know how to swim.
Have you
Okay.
met jet skiers, Barry?
Yeah, well, that's why they wear the flotation
Just
device.
hold on and don't fall off. As simple
Right.
as that. But
Talk
yeah,
about follies at a boat ramp.
this
Some
is
of
the
them are-
weekend.
No.
Yeah,
No,
it is.
jet
Oh, yeah, it
skiers.
is.
Oh, yeah.
This is the
No, they-
weekend to watch fireworks and boat ramp follies. Come
Yeah,
on,
go
you
to the
know it
boat
is.
ramp, get yourself a folding chair and umbrella. It's going to be warm. Bring a cooler of drinks and sit back
Box
and
of
enjoy the show.
sparklers.
No,
Why
you
not?
know what?
Mix it up.
You know what? I'm gonna take the opposite view.
What do you
Okay.
mean?
If you're gonna go through all that trouble,
Then help 'em.
honestly,
Yes.
lend a hand.
Yeah.
Lend a hand, like tell them, hey, go now, when you know they're going to totally bite
no,
it.
No,
No?
you can help people on the ramps. That's a
Help
nice
'em
thing
out.
to do.
Don't
Okay.
just sit there and make fun of them. Educate.
Well, not
this
to their
show
face.
tries to do.
You can make fun of them, just not to their face. Just don't let them know that you're laughing at them. Okay, we'll agree to disagree on that as well. That'll do it for this week. Till next time, remember, whether it's sail or motor,
Life
is better as a motor.
safe boating, everyone.
Come back here, you barnacle-bitten swab!
World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.